Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I am really excited to be with you. For those of you who are with me for the first time, my name is Janelle Villiers. I am the host and creator, founder of the Other Side podcast, where I am all about talking about the other side of mental health, the other side of the journey of what it looks like to put in the work to be healthier, to be happier, to really just put yourself first. And I think to address certain emotions and feelings that we sometimes suppress. And so I'm only on with you guys for about 5 minutes or so. And it's a brief 5 minutes, but I try to make it impactful. I'm also the author. I'm the author of this book, I Slept with a Married Man, Am I Still a Good Person? And I actually wanted to talk about a topic that comes up in this book, and that has to do with self-acceptance. So today's topic, I actually got us on board. Today's topic is self-acceptance, a choice. And I wholeheartedly believe that it is. In fact, I talk about it a lot in this book. In the second part, where we talk about the different exercises and the tools that you can do to go from shame-based thinking to a more confident, value-based way of thinking about yourself. And when I was doing my research, what was fascinating is everything that made it clear that when you're moving from, going from a place of I am bad to I did a bad thing, but that doesn't mean I'm bad as a person. When you are moving from that state, there's a lot of self-acceptance that needs to take place. Some people call it grace. I've heard other people say, not just grace, but I've heard other people say like forgiving yourself. For me, it's more than that. It's grace and the forgiving yourself and just the being aware of like who you are and all of the good and the bad and accepting both of it or all of it. I don't think we're one thing or another. I think we have all sorts of feelings and emotions. And I think when we suppress some of our emotions and our feelings, it may lead us to doing things, making poor choices or just outright bad decisions, right? Decisions that don't really help anyone. And in fact, could end up hurting yourself. And so I want to really have us pay attention to the fact that self-acceptance is identifying even like the things that are scary about us, even the things that we don't like to share with other people, even the things that maybe we're even a little ashamed of, but accepting it. And to do that, it's not all of a sudden like you're just going to accept yourself. You actually have to choose it. You have to choose to accept the good and the bad things all at the same time. They're all happening at the same time. I think for a lot of us, we want to think it's just black and white or just one thing or the other, but it's all happening at the same time. And so that even is, let's talk about the physical aspects, right? You got to choose the pimples, the dimples, the wrinkles, the hair growing in weird places on your body, right? Because I think people can really understand that, accepting like the physical things. But I think it's also accepting the fact that like for me, I leave my socks everywhere. I am like, I have an adverse reaction to socks. I don't know what it is, but I walk into a place, I feel like socks restrict my feet. And I've been known to just kind of randomly leave my socks all over the house. Right? I don't know why I do this, apart from what I've just told you, but like it's a silly, stupid thing that I do. And I have to accept that. That's this thing that I do. And sure, I can change it, right? Like, you can change behavior, but there are other things that like are not really going to change. And it's just kind of like who you are. Again, that's why I usually address the physical stuff, because I think people understand that that's like a steady thing that may not change. And if it does, it will not change immediately. And so I think when we start to accept ourselves in that way, again, choosing, it's a choice that you make every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, multiple moments in a day. But once you start to choose to accept who you are and all that you have, you begin to also value who you are, right? And you recognize there's humility in that, right? You're not better than anyone else, but neither is anybody better than you. So I just want to challenge everyone out there to accept yourself. Choose to accept yourself, right? You're not going to feel like you accept yourself. It's a decision. It's a decision that you have to make sometimes multiple times a day, and that's okay. We're on this journey together. I can't wait to see you guys next Monday for another episode of the Other Side podcast. Until then.